Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Person was found, one of our top stories right now at 6 o'clock, a person was found dead in the woods after a fire in Milford this morning. Another person was sent to the hospital. Well, thank you so much for joining us here for the Fox 61 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Tim Lammers. We are going to get you more on this story as we've got Fox 61's Alicia Hercules there. She's been there all day speaking with people. We'll get to her in just a minute, but we do want to start with a look at a really beautiful weekend ahead of us. A lot of us want to check out the forecast for plans. Meteorologist Sam Sampieri is here with more on that. There's a lot to like, Sam.
Yeah, you bet, Tim. I think late on Sunday we might have an isolated shower. For most of us, it's going to be just fine. Summery, we have 86 degrees, 40% relative humidity, not bad at all, light northerly flow. This is our weekend headline. Summer warmth, dry and warm Saturday, hot and humid on Sunday, very warm to hot and humid. Nothing earth-shattering, maybe highs near 90 in a couple of towns. Temperatures right now are in the 80s. Again, it's comfy. 75 Groton, London, always that little bit of a sea breeze. And dew points are down in the upper 50s to near 60. A little bit higher in some parts, but to me, it's a fairly comfortable evening out there, and we have that high pressure in control. Beautiful evening. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s. You're heading out. Great Friday for dining outside. Temperatures overnight in the 60s, and during the day tomorrow, high temperatures topping out into the lower and the middle 80s. Great for all outdoor activities. Coming up, I'll detail when we can possibly get some showers on Sunday, and looking ahead into next week. Tim?
Thank you. Well, in New Haven, police just released a sketch of the man who they say sexually assaulted a woman on a trail near Fort Hale Park last Saturday. There's a look at it. So let's bring it up so you could take a closer look. There you go. Now, detectives have described this man as being Hispanic, about 5'6" to 5'7", with a medium build, and in his late 30s to 40s. As for clothing, they said he was last seen wearing a blue patterned polo shirt, gray work pants, and dress shoes. Officials told us that this man attacked the victim around 7:30 during her morning run and had a box cutter with him. Call police if you can help with their investigation. All right, new at 5, a bicyclist was seriously hurt after hitting a parked car this afternoon in Ellington. This is on Egypt Road, which is still closed right now. The injuries were bad enough that Lifestar was called to the area, and police are there as we speak, so we'll update you once we know more. Police said a driver got into a car crash about 4 hours ago with 2 other cars, but said the driver then left the scene and wound up hitting a state police cruiser in Brooklyn. Officials told us the 3 cars crashed on Route 6 near Route 169 and that there were minor injuries. But again, 1 driver left. Police said they found the driver, and that's when the cruiser was hit, but nobody got hurt in that collision. The scene is still active. We'll let you know when there are updates. In New Haven, Mayor Justin Elicker has put pen to paper on a new law aimed at holding negligent landlords accountable through fines, and possibly a lot of fines. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza shows us how the city plans to crack down on those blighted properties.
Take a look at this. Overgrown vegetation, deterioration, and open windows. But very soon, the owner of this building could be facing up to $1,000 fines every day that it stays like this. Now, city leaders say this is not just a fine, it's a wake-up call to every negligent landlord in New Haven.
Blight just doesn't hurt property values. It hurts communities. It discourages investment, and it undermines the pride that residents have in their neighborhoods.
Standing outside 1303 Chapel Avenue, a long-standing blighted property, Mayor Justin Elicker signed a new law Friday morning to crack down on negligent landlords.
And you can imagine $100 a day. Over time, that sounds like it would add up, but ultimately it's the cost of doing business for a lot of these landlords. They just say we're going to pay that fine and we're going to still make a lot of money off the community and not do anything about it.
This right here is dangerous.
The ordinance boosts daily fines to $150 per blight violation for occupied properties, $250 for vacant properties, and $1,000 for 3 or more violations. Mayor Elicker expressed what he hopes comes from this new law.
To be clear, our goal is not to fine people. We're not interested in making money off these things. We're not interested in penalizing people. We're interested in compliance. We're interested in people cleaning up the property, being respectful to the neighborhoods. And that is what this is about.
The new law also changes how violations are served, switching from certified mail to first-class mail, making it harder for landlords to dodge accountability. City leaders especially hope to see the change with a certain group of violators.
Evasive landlords deliberately try to avoid accountability by using P.O. boxes that can't accept certified mail, by refusing to sign certified mail delivery. They're essentially gaming the system to avoid consequences.
For neighbors, it's not just about money, it's about reclaiming their streets.
In terms of community, in terms of the people who live in this neighborhood, the people who ride through this community, this is an eyesore.
Immediately after the signing, inspectors were sent out to problem properties across the city, part of a renewed push for safe, well-maintained housing. City officials say with the ordinance now signed, notices will soon go out to landlords to give them a chance to fix the violations. And if they don't, those higher fines will kick in. The message, New Haven won't continue to let blight spread. In New Haven, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
Okay, Priscilla, thank you. Now let's get you right to Fox 61's Alicia Hercules live in Milford after a person was found dead in the woods after a fire this morning. Alicia, what have you learned?
Tim, crews have been on scene for hours investigating. That homeless encampment is in the wooded area behind the Lowe's parking lot over here. First responders were called when the store's fire alarm began to ring off. A community already navigating the difficulties of homelessness now must deal with even more loss.
Really upset that the experience of so many individuals just got more severe and worse.
Jennifer Paradis, the executive director of the Beth El Center, a homeless shelter in Milford, knew the person who died in the fire and the handful of others who lived at the encampment. She says she came to the scene to support others who lost their belongings in the fire.
This is their home. You know, this is their home. This is where they felt safest. This is where they laid their heads. This is where their most precious belongings existed.
The Milford Police Department, along with the Milford Fire Department, initially responded to a smoke investigation at the Lowe's on Old Gate Lane. It was later upgraded to a fire investigation. The fire started at a small homeless encampment behind a wooded area near the store. Police say the victim was found dead. Another person was hurt in the fire and is recovering at the hospital. It's unclear if that person was also living at the encampment. A firefighter is also being treated for minor injuries. Milford Mayor Tony Giannatasio says he was shocked to learn of the fire.
I was notified that there was a fire at Lowe's, and I wasn't sure if it was Lowe's, the store, but apparently it's in the woods behind the store, close to the railroad tracks.
He says the deadly fire has struck deep in the community.
There's been a tragedy and someone lost their life.
The victim has not yet been identified, and the state police fire marshal is still on scene investigating the cause of this fire. Live in Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. And by the way, shout out to the good folks at the Beth El Center. They do good work down there in Milford. Let's take you now to Windsor Locks, where officials in that town told us that North Carolina police arrested a suspect in an armed robbery from 2023. Police said Dante Malik was at Blackboard Cafe on Spring Street back in May of 2023. At around 2:15 a.m., they said Malik asked money from the victim, showed a gun, and then hit the victim with it. They said the victim told Malik that the victim didn't have cash, so they reported that Malik then demanded the victim to give him his Cash App information, which the victim did. They said during that time, Malik showed the victim an ankle monitor and claimed that he was on the run for murder. Well, Windsor Locks police said he was put behind bars recently in North Carolina, and again, when he's brought back to Connecticut, he'll be charged with robbery and threatening. Police in Meriden said a felon was caught with a stolen gun. Officers pulled over a BMW on Cook Avenue and said they found a handgun with a red dot sight inside it. And that gun had been reported stolen in North Carolina. Police said the driver was Isaiah Williams of East Haven. He now faces multiple weapons and motor vehicle charges, including criminal possession of a firearm and theft of a firearm. He's being held on a bond of $750,000 and is due in court later this month. Well, South Windsor police arrested a New Haven man and accused him of making violent threats. Officers said 25-year-old Tyrese Rubio Bolio sent texts and calls to a woman last month saying that he stole a car and was planning to go to her home to shoot and kill her. Police took him into custody yesterday in New Haven on 2 arrest warrants, one for harassment and threatening, the other for violating probation. He's being held on a combined bond of $110,000. Well, a bicyclist was seriously hurt after hitting a parked car in Ellington this afternoon. We were telling you about this before. This is on Egypt Road, which is closed, and Lifestar was called to the area. And again, police are there as we speak, so we'll update you once we learn more. Middletown students are trying to start the school year off in a good way. At the district's annual back-to-school fair, families got school supplies and more on top of that, making sure that they are ready to learn and succeed on day one. Here's Fox 61's Raven Blue with an inside look at the event.
Backpacks, school supplies, and even health screenings. With school set to start in a few weeks, Middletown Public Schools is making sure their students are ready for the new school year. Families gathered at Berman Middle School Friday afternoon for Middletown Public Schools' 3rd annual Back to School Fair. The free, family-friendly event for Middletown students and families provided them with the things they needed to start the school year strong. Over the years, the fair has grown, providing more and more children what they need to be successful in the classroom.
When we started at 10 o'clock this morning, it was the longest line that we've seen since we started the event, and then there's been a steady flow since then. So I think we're going to exceed that 2,000 that we did last year.
Any families that weren't able to make it to the event will be able to pick up backpacks and school supplies when the school year starts at their kids' school. In Middletown, Raven Blue, Fox 61.